the socialist wing that grew a lot bigger than anyone thought. So if he actually gives lip service or no service to these concerns, he loses them come election day. Your thought?
I mean, yeah, so here's
Good morning.
here's how Joe Biden could lose the election. Joe Biden could lose the election.
Pico de Gallo burger.
Thank you. The new burger.
Yeah.
The middle is up for grabs.
W909.
And he has to worry about his base, right? Trump spends all his time worrying about his base.
I feel like I'm saying peekaboo.
You know, Trump,
It-
he just worries about
Hey,
his
it's
base.
all right.
If something happens that Biden can't count on
Do
this
you need
bunch
any
of
ketchup though?
suburbanite
Yes, please.
white people, if he can't count on those
No,
votes,
you need the long
then
short
they've
ones.
got to
Yeah.
right? Then AOC can say, well, I guess you come crawling back now that your suburbanites are souring on you. But until or unless those moderate voters start to move toward Trump, Biden can do a lot of head patting, and those folks can stay home and they'll get a lot of attention for doing so. But if you're up by 10 points, that's one of the advantages that you have,
Right.
is that you can look at your base and say, well, I think
Thank you very much, CP, man.
Yeah, I don't think I think if they stay home, Trump wins, and they need him, and they're not easily duped. You might not agree with the Bernie Sanders supporters, but they're not dumb. And you might not agree with the squad, and I don't think many listeners do, but they're not dumb. I never thought they were dumb, and they know when they're being taken advantage of. And if they believe that Biden's not going to do anything for them, I don't know if they do anything. I mean, all they're asking, and it's really not a big deal, abolish ankle bracelets, abolish gang databases, make grants to local jurisdictions to empty jails, let's eliminate the DEA. Besides that, I don't think it's asking too much. I just think, yeah.
The ones that could really be trouble for Biden, if he were to accept them, are on the carbon front and the greenhouse front. These are very aggressive aims that they're calling for. Total carbon neutral U.S. 2050. $1.4 trillion to be spent on carbon, and that is one for Biden that he knows. They were able to keep the fracking ban out of the document, so Biden didn't have to cave there. But these are aggressive policies. That the same voters who are rejecting Trump for his conduct would look at that and say, this is too expensive.
Right. And by the way, ask him flat out, are you going to get rid of fracking? And he would say yes, that's going to be great for Pennsylvania. Or he's going to flat out lie, because that's where the pressure's going to be. He's got, achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2030, eliminate carbon pollution from power plants 2035, rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement, which we thought they would do. I don't know if they'll let it back in. So, when it comes to policing, very interesting take. He said, I'm not for defunding police. And then he was asked about it, cut 13.
Surplus military equipment for law enforcement. They don't need that. The last thing you need is an unarmored Humvee coming into a neighborhood is like a military invasion. They don't know anybody. They become the enemy. They're supposed to be protecting these people. So my generic point is that
We agree that we can redirect some of the funding.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So, was he being interviewed by a robot?
No, I think he was yet to say it.
Okay. That would be I did.
But, I mean, you wouldn't know that. I had a chance to see the video. We played it on Fox and Friends. So he was being interviewed because that's what he does. One by one, he talks to the people one by one. And it's being...
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make one move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven. There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Or you just gotta take that, make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that, or you just gotta take that. Or will you fucking fight back? you face it. Thinking that they're giving them your life, think a straight kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in line. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time.
Ooh, I see you every time. Oh my, I like your style. Ooh, make me wanna cry. And I beg to see you dance just one more time.
So say,
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me.
whatever see anybody do nothing to do to me. Say, more for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again.
Say, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a movie, I've been dancing my whole life. But you're there to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. Oh my, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And I beg to see you dance just one more time.
So say,
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me.
whatever see anybody do nothing to do to me. Say, more for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. Dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Move for me, hey. When you're done, I'll make